Hi friends, how's it going? Um, I don't know why I felt like, okay, present. If you're new here, my name is Kayla Yasmin. If you are a subscriber, I fucking love you. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm like at 20 right now. I'm living for it. Like, I woke up and I was like, 20, 20. So, anyway, okay, let's get into this. I write different things down on my notes, so you could still be carrying something that the other person isn't. The paradigm. This book opened my eyes to like an inner love. It's called the Girl and the Goddess. And she basically just talks about different like goddesses that are, worshipped and praised in the Indian culture, and in certain religions. And oh my gosh, it was so good. Like it was so good. I highly recommend for people to read it. It was such a form of self-expression that I valued, and I have found that while spending time with yourself, you are literally able to connect with more things of the people that are thinking like you and that are feeling like you do. Like as I was reading this book, I was like enchanted. I loved every moment of it because I'm just like, this feels like I'm connecting with this author right now. She just talks about like her childhood, but she does it in like a poem form and like different life experiences. And it's so beautifully like illustrated. She has her own drawings. It's like you, it's just like you build a connection through this book of like someone's vulnerability and just life. And I just found that book to be so beautiful. So I want you to literally spend time with yourself and ask yourself, like, don't sometimes loneliness can feel scary because it's like, oh, I really wish someone was here, I really like, I would want this. But essentially, the time we spend with ourselves, the more we get to like explore who we are, what we want to be, find other people that think like us, and just feel like I feel this way after reading this book. It reminded me of Steven Universe. I have this like kindred love to Steven Universe. I really can't explain it, but I think the more time you spend with yourself, the more you continue to find who you are, your interests, explore things that, at first you wouldn't have gone for, but this version of you now is like, I'm open to seeing what this is and where this goes. It is such a like, I don't know, it feels really good, okay? And it just feels better than good. It feels, to me, it feels like free. It feels expressive. It feels like a like a like there's space. Like I can allow myself to shine. And yeah, like different life experiences happened where I felt like I had to like close down and make myself smaller when like I'm most of the time like the biggest person in the room. Like hair is big, my frame is like pretty fucking voluptuous, if I might say. Um and yeah, like there's just this aspect of taking time with yourself. You don't really feel as lonely because you're learning a new person. Because the more you learn about yourself, the more you're like, oh, like I want to be like this. And you can do that. Oh, I want to actually be able to purchase whatever I want, or I want to have this sense of security within myself that like I'm sort of unmovable, and that only me and my thoughts or what I allow myself to believe, like it's me that's in control of my life and not these other people, or not this exterior shit, not like it's a sense of security in your own arms and in your own heart. Like I think finding yourself or learning more about yourself is such a beautiful process that I just want you to know that it sometimes it's scary to go on because other people around you haven't done it and aren't willing to do it. And it's some tough shit because you're seeing parts of yourself where you're like, oh my gosh, like, okay, like this is like don't want to. I want to get out of this pattern a little bit, or I want something new for myself. And now you have to believe in yourself, and now you have to feel worthy enough to put yourself on a higher vibration. And that becomes cycles and levels and lessons that are a bit uncomfortable, but the more you have a relationship with yourself as you go through these lessons, the more it's sort of like, okay, I know that by picking up this book or having a moment of just feeling inspired, like I'm going to take inspired action after I just read this book, or I'm going to allow myself to wear my fucking hair as wild as it is, because in the book I think she talks about the goddess Kali, and sort of how she just has like untamed hair, and she's sort of this goddess that, I mean, please look into this yourself, and I'm literally giving just like small bits of information. um but she's just like the transformation, she's the shadow, the chaos. It's just like women don't always have to be palatable, like, I hope that's a word, but it's just like we, like this sensuality, I don't know, this just this connotations that we have towards women. It's like I can be who I am meant to be, and I can show up this way, and it's not always this fairy tale where like the goddess goes with the god and they live happily ever after. Sometimes the god did some fucking shit and the goddess is like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna go my own way. That's a different goddess. I don't remember her name. But man, the book was beautiful. So I definitely recommend for you to, like, when they say get a hobby. Like, whether that be reading, sometimes doing the same things over and over again gets boring, it gets pale. For me, I'm just like, all right, like this is like my something day on this meditation, and I already know what to expect, and I'm just sort of like, I'm fucking around a little bit. So switch it up, but just take time whenever you feel that things aren't falling into place, or certain people that you're wanting to be around you aren't around you, and certain things that you're wanting to work out, like they're not happening right now. It doesn't mean they're not working out, they're just not happening right now. It's definitely a time to say, all right, let me go back in my shell too. Let me reform a version of myself, because sometimes I think I just watched this video by Life by Lucy, or Lucy by Life, something like that. And she literally talks about some things like the manifestation is just like boom in your lap. And other things like you have to alter your subconscious mind and your vibration and your frequency of thought to be on that level of what you want. So, but just spending more time with yourself, it's beautiful. And my point was that you could be carrying something that other people aren't. When we go through like just different life experiences and relationships and things that happen in school, of kids being like, oh, like do this with your arm, and it's like literally to show that like you're fat, and it's sort of like, okay. So as always, I just wanted to let you know I am rooting for you on your journey, because it is such a beautiful moment of transformation. Do what like calls you. That book literally found me. That book was in my friend's apartment, and we had just finished a smoke sesh, and I was just like, oh, like I've seen this book for the second time that I've been over here. I haven't seen it prior, but this is like the second time it's been here, and it just caught my eye, and I just picked it up. And once I started reading it, I was like, I don't want to put this down, and I don't want to wait until next week when I'm over here again. Like, I want to go home and read this, and I'm so glad I did. But what's meant for you will find you, for sure, and you'll learn many, many lessons in what comes to you. Um, so just know we're we're spiritual beings going through this this physical experience, and that there's a there's a grace we could have, not only as women, I don't know who I'm talking to, there's a grace we can have as just spiritual beings, of walking with and knowing that everything is working out for us, and that the things that we're told that don't make us feel good anymore, or these thoughts that like, oh, like I just eat like 4 pieces of bread, like I'm so like, hold on, what else have you been eating? Have you been eating like in a balanced way? Like, like sometimes we just look at the action and we sort of don't go to the root. And sometimes that's literally the paradigm of being sort of like someone always harping over our dish, or always harping over our plate and saying that's a lot of food, or you're really gonna eat all of that. And so we have these habits where it's just like, oh, like I just ate so much of that, and someone is just like, who gives a fuck? Like, just like go for a walk, or just be okay with eating what you ate. And I say that because I just know that literally in this book she talks about it too, but just the essence of weight when it comes to women and beauty standards, and this essence of always being like flowy and tameable, and figure out who the fuck you want to be. That's really it. That's it. Like I'm like, where do I want to drive this home? Who the fuck do you want to be? Okay? Spend time asking yourself and learning about you. Spend time if you want to pick up a book, if you want to cook, if you want to go on a walk, do things that you enjoy doing, literally that you enjoy doing, and just see where it takes you. But learn who you are. It's just so much easier to learn who you are, learn who you want to be, and like learn who you want to become, and take time to do that, and just know that you're worth becoming what you see in your head. Like, allow yourself to release the paradigm. Allow yourself to release the paradigm and become the love yourself at where you are now, but also become the version of yourself that you know you're gonna love. All right. I feel like that was a little bit all over, but that's fine. There's probably some good shit in there. I'll know when I edit. Okay. Bye, friend. Thank you for watching my video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you for another video shortly. Bye.